G'day and welcome to the channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be the first time that I film using a mobile phone. So if you've been a subscriber of mine for quite some time, you'd know that I've always used GoPros, starting with the 4, then I moved to the 6, the 8, the 10, the 11. The reason I ended up with 11 was the fact that I lost the 10, unfortunately, in a boating accident. I haven't upgraded to the 12 or 13 just because I just don't think the changes have been enough for underwater use to justify it. I mean, with 5.3K 60 without any real changes there and using the same sensors, it hasn't really seen a point to it. But I wanted to try something new, so I recently picked up the Google Pixel 9 Pro, and I'd been looking at the Divevolk Seatouch housings for quite some time. They interested me because regardless of whether I use it for video and for photography underwater, being able to use it where when I'm doing deco stops that I could watch a movie or look at my photos, also to be able to use the phone if I often solo dive from my own boat, so the boat has got nobody on it, and I solo dive, which has a greater risk. I am solo qualified before anybody asks, and I'm well aware of the risks. I take precautions, but this is another precaution. So if I have this with me in the housing, I can do my dive. If I come up and I've lost the boat or there's a problem, I can make a phone call on the surface and it might be the difference. But I also wanted to see what it was like underwater. I don't think, in fact I have no doubt that the GoPro is going to be better in wide angle. But the couple of limitations to the GoPro is the fact that you have no real controls whatsoever. And you're really stuck to that wide. The macro 8 lens is, it's okay, but you're still using a wide angle, and just having the macro 8 really is actually only a magnifying glass. It's not a zoom lens or anything like that, and it lowers the depth of field. So the handy thing I'm hoping to find with the mobile phone is having those different lenses, being able to get more of a cinematic look, hopefully better macro. So my long-term plan at this stage would still be to shoot predominantly with the GoPro, especially the wide angle, the reef scenes. But when you're wanting to, say, have that shot of just the fish, the close-up fish with the blurred background, or the macro, then look at using the mobile phone. I also suspect the mobile will be a lot better at taking photographs. GoPro photos, especially underwater, are quite limited. You're really only limited to wide angle and nothing else. Now I am filming this entirely on the Google Pixel 9 Pro today, so including the audio, so I'm hoping it's okay. It's a very windy day. It doesn't look it behind me, but the wind's coming over the cliff. If I'm a little bit hot and sweaty, it's because this site's called Anderson Point, and to get here I had to walk down a flight of stairs, about 150 steps. Down's not too bad, but up is not going to be much fun. I'm going to be diving side mount twin 7s. I sure wasn't going to carry twin 12s down, and I don't really need them. I'll still probably spend 90 minutes to 2 hours out there quite easily on my twin 7s. And the dive, maximum depth probably 10 meters. And I'll normally dive for about 90 minutes to 2 hours. Any longer than that, my video lights are going to go flat, and as soon as my camera's flat and my lights are flat, that's pretty much me done for the dive anyway, and I'll be back out charging it. So I'm hoping this is coming out all right. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments, please. I'm new to doing vlogs. I've done lots of underwater videos. If this is something you want to see more of, if you want me to talk about the dive sites, talk about my gear, talk about the camera gear, then let me know. I'm definitely planning on doing a video on my GoPro and my setup and the settings I use. And once I've got a couple of divers on my belt and worked out the mobile phone and the Divevolk housing, I'll also do a video on that and the settings I'm using and how I've set that up. But I'm pretty comfortable that I've got it right, but I need some practice first. I've done one very quick dive in very poor conditions. That's why that never got anywhere. Today's looking quite a bit clearer, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I'm going to get out there and we're going to get to see some cool stuff, and I'll get some shots for you. So I'll see you after the dive. Enjoy.
hope you liked the footage that I got from my first dive with the Google Pixel 9 Pro and the Divevolk housing. I was pretty happy with how it came out. There are limitations, obviously, being a phone camera, but it's pretty amazing what you can do with a relatively cheap setup. It has been the main thing that I like to show on my channel is what you can do with a GoPro underwater, and now hopefully with mobile phones underwater. To get into underwater videography and photography, traditionally over the years, it's cost thousands and thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. With the right settings and the right, quite cheap aftermarket accessories, you might be surprised what you can actually do with a phone or a GoPro. If that sort of thing interests you, this is the channel for you. Please subscribe, like, leave a comment. I haven't done these sort of talking to camera videos or vlog style videos before. I normally just show underwater footage with music over it. If you prefer me to stick to just footage with music over it, then let me know that. If you'd like to know more and have more of me speaking to the camera, doing vlogs, talking about my camera gear, my settings, how I get shots, what it is I'm taking shots of. Maybe you want me to talk about solo diving or cave diving or wreck diving or my rebreather or any other topic when it comes to diving. I'm really just like all types of diving. Whether I'm in 3 meters of water with normal recreational gear on, or whether I'm diving my rebreather on Trimix in a cave. It's all enjoyable. I all like it. The only probable constant between them is I always have a video camera in my hand. So if you want to know more about any of those topics, or you really want to know more about the settings or how I get the shots, then leave a comment and I'll endeavor to make a video like that. If you'd want me to just stick to making music with underwater video, then tell me that as well. I will make a more detailed video if people are interested in the Google Pixel 9 and the Divevolk housing once I've had some more time to use it and I have some more footage. I don't want to be telling you to use settings that, you know, in 2 dives in I realise aren't quite the settings that I like. The one thing you really want to probably look at, it doesn't matter what phone you use, is to get that Blackmagic app though, instead of trying to use the in-camera app. You just don't have enough control over the camera, and you at minimum need to be able to control your white balance and control the focus and see the focus peaking, because if you don't have focus peaking, you'll just be guessing as to whether anything's in focus. That is the one thing that's nice about action cameras, because anything that's further than a foot really underwater, if you're not using any sort of lenses, is in focus, all of it. That makes it easy, but it also gives it a certain look. And by adding in, say, the phone, I'm hoping that I can get a few more varied shots and use both of them together. But I'll talk more about that in a future video, and why you would use the GoPro in one scenario and why you'd use the phone in another scenario. So if you'd like to know more about any topic, or you want to make any comment on this video, I will try to answer every comment. So far I have, and I'll continue to try to do so. So please leave me a comment, please subscribe, please like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.